Welcome to the Real Family Podcast. Woo! All right, family and friends. Today we are talking about the 1955 Kiss Me Deadly film. And I know you guys are wondering why I chose this film.
I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, in college, I took this class with the same professor that did the adult film. And this was one of our films that we discussed in our film noir class. And the thing is that I hate black and white films.
Okay, that was my question. So is this a black and white film?
It is a black and white film.
Because I, first off, went to search for it on YouTube, and Lita Ford's Kiss Me Deadly video was the only thing that kept coming up for me.
Which
we're going to pause on that for a moment.
We
Yes, we'll address that.
And then I started watching the wrong movie called Kiss of Death. But then I finally found it on Sling, which had ads, and I effing hate ads. But it was also trying to be in color, and I was like, this is weird because I thought it was a black and white film.
It is a black and white film.
They should have not have tried to do color, but go ahead.
Yeah. No,
So
they
attempted to colorize it and failed? Is that what?
It just didn't look good.
Yeah.
It would have been
Oh.
better in black and white.
Yeah, I watched it in black and white.
Yeah,
It-
they tried to colorize it or something,
Okay.
but I did not like that part of it.
Yeah, this film is a black and white film. It follows a private investigator who goes and catches cheating husband or cheating wives first, and then double crosses the husbands with his secretary and goes and gets the money from both the husband and wife. And along the way, obviously, he is involved in this pursuit of a box that is, being discussed, and he is going all over town trying to follow these clues to find this box, and at the end they find it, right? The thing is when I first watched this, I thought it was a good film. I was like, okay, this is the first black and white film I've watched, because at my grandparents, at my mom's side, they'd always had black and white films on, and they were these kind of stereotypical, the private investigator, he's got the cigar in one hand, and he's like, and we're gonna go and we're finding it over here, and I hated it. And then I watched this film, and I thought it was it's very nihilistic, which I love about it, how dark it is, but it also is very much making fun of all those stereotypical tropes that you see in film noir.
Okay.
films.
Well, it did get 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, I will say that. So I was wondering what drew everybody to this.
So film noirs they were really big in the 40s, 30s, and they kind of ended in the 60s. So this is one of those films at like the end of this wave that was happening that ended up being, I guess, like a very cult classic loved film that really is considered, I have it here, that it was considered one of the best American film noirs, and it's been included in the Criterion Collection, as well as nominated for 3 American Film Institute Awards.
Huh.
Mind you, it did not win any Oscars. I don't think it should have. It is not Oscar-worthy film. But there is a lot of influence on this film from this film that you will see in other films. So,
Can you pause for because it was really giving Quentin Tarantino to me. The box.
What
was it?
I was like, they should just not Kiss Me Deadly, like, what's in the box?
Right.
What's in the box?
The different movie, different film.
I
noir,
know, but
no,
same.
yes.
Like, yeah, Quentin
No.
Tarantino vibes, and then you get The Shining, and same in Pulp Fiction when he opens
Right.
the briefcase. And
I mean, but I think it was pretty clear what was in this box.
Yes.
We did find out.
yeah.
But
And the thing is, too, there is a alternate ending.
I was gonna ask about that.
There's an alternate ending that ended up being discovered later on once they were going through, I think it was like the Directors Guild, like, vault that they had. And the alternate ending was that Velda and Hammer do not make it out of the house and get killed in the house.
Oh.
And that was the alternate ending. So it changes the entire film right there.
Dark.
It's dark. So this film is based off of a book.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But when I say based, it is loosely based. It does not follow the book plot at all and actually has no real plot. Let's be real.
Because Nick the mechanic wasn't a character in the book.
No. Also, going back to our last episode, very racist undertones with the mechanic.
Okay, thank you, because I have in my notes mechanic. Yikes.
That is a white man trying to play, I don't know if he's like trying to be Spanish or Hispanic
Yes.
or Latin or even Italian. You're like, he's supposed to be the comedy relief in this really dark film, and they did another film that did not age well. Let's be real.
Yes.
That's all the ones we've picked so far, and it was.
It's the name of our new podcast.
This did not age well.
This did not age well.
It's going to be on my tombstone.
But this is one of those films that you watch in film school and you're like, okay, like yeah, it was good.
Okay.
It was it entertained me. But I will say that was one of the terms that I would fall asleep during all of the films in that class, besides this one. And I think it was just interesting because it is very nihilistic and it commentates on the stereotypes of the woman that's gonna seduce the main guy, but also this man's a man whore. Let's be so real.
Okay, Mike Hammer is a dick.
He's a dick.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. My first note is, how horny were the 50s? Because everybody wants this man, and I don't see why.
Yeah.
No.
So when you said it was playing on the trope, I was like, okay, well, I hope that's part of it.
Yeah, it was definitely playing on tropes of the main guy in these films were, always good looking and they always get the girl at the end. And this man was getting every girl.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
He was kissing every girl. Granted, there's no boob scene because it's not the 80s.
No.
But
True.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't that he was kissing the girls. It was they were kissing him.
Mm-hmm.
he gets out of a car and 3 seconds later, this girl's kissing him, who
Yeah,
he's never met before.
I don't get it, but
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, couldn't.
All right.
Yeah, besides it being a stereotype that they were trying to commentate on, that's all I could think of, unless this man is just absolutely a man whore and just, picking up women constantly.
That one, I clocked it. Could not figure it out, though.
All right, well, let's revert back. I'm going to go through the cast. So we have Ralph Meeker as Mike Hammer, which this is his biggest title that you've probably heard. He has no other, really big films. You have Maxine Cooper as Velda.
And this was her film debut, right?
This was her film debut. And then after this film debuted, she left to go and have a family. So she's not been in film ever. The one I want to point out is Christina, who we see only for 5 minutes.
Yep.
That is Cloris Leachman, who
Yes.
is Phyllis on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, who, she's gotten a Primetime Emmy for, and is Grandma Ida in The Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes.
Oh.
So that is the biggest name you have in this
Well,
film.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
also have her as this was her film debut, and she was also several months pregnant while shooting the opening scene,
Yes.
running down the road in the road.
A trench coat, yeah.
Or coat, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I also have she would go on to win an Oscar and 8 Emmys.
Yeah.
Well, I think I recognize Cloris Leachman mostly from, I believe she was in Facts of Life.
I think she was too.
I think she took over for Mrs. Garrett after Mrs. Garrett left Facts of Life. So that's what I was like, oh, Cloris Leachman.
Huh. I'll have to do some more
Yeah,
research.
so this is a young Cloris Leachman,
Yes.
obviously,
Yes.
1955. Yeah, she was in Raising Hope, Last Picture Show. all
I
those.
do want to say I liked in the beginning how they did the opening credits, how it rolled like that.
Yeah, but you are hearing this woman sob
Oh, yes.
under these credits, and instead of showing it like in Splash at the end credits, you're seeing the rest of like this thing being finalized. You don't see any of her crying or anything like that.
Hearing her sob, she's sobbing, she's panting, she's like
She's running.
uncontrolled. Like it was just like, and I had closed captions on, and it just said panting,
Panting.
and I'm like, and it just kept going. I'm like, is she gonna somebody give her some water or what's going on?
Which we find out later why she's sobbing and panting, obviously.
Yes.
But it's very much, it throws you into the story and you're like, what the fuck just happened? But after that, after my camera picks up Christina, who is running down the road from the mental asylum, they get stopped by the cops and she is horribly hiding against his head.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, she's tired. This woman has no pants on. You're saying you could not figure out that this is the woman you're looking for? You didn't have like someone who was there that knew her, or were you just taking people's word for it? And my camera goes and takes her and tries to save her because I'm sure he wanted to sleep with her.
I mean, apparently, yes.
But they get stopped by, I'm not kidding, they are considered thugs at this time because it is film noir. They are not anything else besides thugs. Okay. That are working for, these people that are trying to get this box. So we go and we cut to, after, this crash happened, we cut to Christina being killed by seeing her feet.
Yeah.
Hearing her screams. And then we cut over to Mike being tied up. Right? That was where it was, where he was tied up with, and he's just hearing her screams. And then they let him go.
And he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I have this in my note. Pat comes in. Well, Velma and Pat. Is it
Velda?
Velda and Pat come in. And Pat says, 3 days ago, I was figuring I'd have to finance a new tux to bury the corpse. That had me fucking rolling. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, what? No happy, you're okay, no hugs, no nothing. This guy wakes up from being in the hospital, and here's this guy. 3 days ago, I was figuring I'd have to finance a new tux to bury the corpse.
Yep.
With him being the corpse. I'm like, what? I just thought that was the funniest thing ever.
Oh my god. Mind you, I rewatched this at 6:00 this morning, so I was half asleep watching it.
Okay, so back to that though. When I first watched it, because it was on Sling and it had ads, there was a commercial, and I closed my eyes, and then when I woke up, it was the end of the movie. So I finished watching it this morning as well.
It's a really hard movie to watch at 6 a.m., okay?
No, it was easier for me.
Oh, yeah, no, it was really hard. It was really hard for me. So he finally leaves. He goes back, and he figures out that it is this poetry. She's saying, like, remember me.
Yes,
and he's like, oh, where have I heard that before? And it's an actual poem by, I think it's Christina Valetti. And I've had to read the poem so many times because I have actually done many film analysis on this one because it's so easy to do. And how it's a very dark poem about, which is who Christina is named after in the film as well. It's a very dark poem on like war and stuff, which we'll get into in a little bit as well. And, so they're trying to figure out like, this might be something. The remember me part might be something. And this leads him to go all across the city and I can't tell you, like, when I'm watching it this morning, I was like, oh my God, we are driving so much. like it was so much driving that I felt, like when you're watching Lord of the Rings and there's so much walking, that's what it felt like to me.
Oh my God. I enjoyed some of the driving scenes because it was, like, especially during the daytime, you saw, like, L.A. in 1955 and, like there was like a gas station. I kind of enjoyed some of that when he was going to the athletic club, or I think is when that was.
Yeah. So the thing is too is that they like there was Mulholland Drive was there, and they're doing all these like big LA places in 1955. But this was filmed in 3 weeks because they didn't have a permit to shut down any of the big places in LA. So when they were doing all the driving scenes, it's because they could not get a permit to shut down those specific areas. So that's why there's a lot more driving scenes than you would see in any other film.
Huh.
Yeah, it was.
There's way you can work around a permit. There you go.
Apparently, and you can make it like Lord of the Rings where they're constantly driving. And I didn't realize it until I was rewatching it today where I'm like, oh my God, there's so much driving. But we end up going and figuring out that Christina's roommate, Lily, is there. He meets her, and she is an interesting woman. She's killing birds and not taking care of them because...
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she's killing Christina's bird after not seeing her for a few days. So we get a really good intro into who Lily is, and very, very big foreshadowing.
Yes.
I enjoyed the scene where he pulls up to the gas station and the guy with the hat, the little paper hat on, comes out pumping the car.
Oh, I did too.
Pumping it up, and like then Mike gives him a tip. So tips were a thing back in 1955,
Yes.
you know? But I'm like, man, wouldn't that be nice?
And he goes and asks the gas station attendant, because Christina, when she first comes in, gives him a letter so that the gas station attendant can mail it out. And he goes, man, I don't know who that Mike guy is, but he's a lucky man. and Mike's like, that's me. That's me. But what was great with the apartment scene was the man moving in
moving everything with like he had like a chest on his back, and he had a headband on, like
Yes, it was strapped to him.
it was strapped to him.
head,
And it's this
around his
old
head.
man who's like in his 60s or 70s, and he's like, yeah, I still do
And he
this.
doesn't
No one will
offer
do.
to help him or anything, man.
No.
He's just like this old man is
Well,
just
he
moving.
held some of the weight up. He took some of the weight off of him. You can't take the whole chest off.
So when we're talking about Alan and Splash being an asshole, Mike Hammer is the asshole of all 3 movies we've watched so far.
But can we talk about his answering machine?
Oh
It's
my God.
so funny.
That's what I thought we were gonna. But hold on. If anybody's Cobie, I know, Carrie, you started. I don't know if you finished the series Silo.
I haven't finished it.
Yeah, no.
Okay, but that's how they carry stuff up and down the stairs,
Yeah.
is using packs exactly
Okay.
like that man.
Yeah.
Oh,
What he
wow.
was doing.
Huh.
That's what I was like, oh my God, they use those in Silo.
Well, and that was an actual person. Like, that's how they would actually move people around. If you had a mover, that's what the mover was doing.
I'm like, this poor dude.
I know.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, there's no
What-
elevators in the silos. So
What
they
is
gotta
it?
carry on.
2 men, 1 truck.
Yeah.
2 man and 1. No, it's
Two men in a truck.
2 men in a truck. This is 1 man and
One old man.
1 old man and
straps.
2
and
straps.
2 straps.
Nick the mechanic, who we come back to, was gonna hop into Mike's car, steal the car,
Yeah, so go ahead.
and go and do a joyride until Mike stops him and says, don't take the car, and like don't turn the ignition. And he goes and he grabs the bomb, and that was gonna blow up the car.
I like the fact that he made Nick disarm the bomb. He's
Exactly.
walking Nick through everything on disarming, or torpedo is what he calls it. But yeah, he's just like, hold on, and then opens up the hood or whatever, and then he walks Nick into disarming, and Nick's just like, okay. And
Yes, I said, I'm sorry, the mechanic disconnected a bomb? Question
Yes.
mark?
Yes, because apparently you could do that in the 1950s, and there's just C4 bombs,
Literal
in
sticks of dynamite.
Yeah,
And then he disarms this bomb torpedo, and he's like, all right, Mike, here you go.
and
Thanks.
Mike's like, all right, let's get going.
See you
No
later.
no questions asked.
Yeah.
But-
We good.
And then he just is holding this bomb.
And they're driving down the highway. They're getting passed by all these people. They go back to Nick's mechanic shop, and they disarm the second bomb that is in there because they couldn't go above the 30 miles an hour. So he's driving, and Nick's
speed.
and Nick is wanting, because top's down. They're in this convertible, and Nick's like, man, we should speed up. We can take it on the back roads, and we can wind in our hair. And Mike is like, no, we can't do that. And we finally get to know the reason why, and that's because, you can't go over 30 miles an hour. So poor Nick. Nick is the real victim in this story.
Well, yeah, because
he is literally.
Yeah, he was he a good character? No. But Mike makes Nick take the second bomb out of the car and disarm it, because
Mike's done nothing for himself so far.
Mike is the true asshole in any film that I've ever seen.
Can we sidebar for a second? Because I want to talk about the answering machine too, Carrie.
Okay.
Oh my
Answering
God,
machine.
best answer. That thing is awesome.
When it went off, I was like, what the hell is this? I have never seen anything built into the wall like that.
I thought that was cool.
This is ingenious. I have no...
was that a real answering? Was that a real thing?
I mean, we said it was 1955.
Or was that
We can
Hollywood?
look it up.
Was that Hollywood done? Because
It could have been Hollywood.
answering
it might
machine,
have been Hollywood, because one of the things I saw said...
or for rich people.
There was one time when it said, no messages or something, and they're
Yeah.
like, it wouldn't have had a thing saying no messages, just nothing would have played.
Yeah, like
'Cause all
no
it's doing
calls.
is-
Yeah.
All it's doing is recording what people are saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I thought that answering machine, I was like, that's the coolest thing ever.
It was. I would love to live in that little 1955 apartment.
And
it
just-
was... Oh, my... There were steps all over where you're going up and down a single step to get anywhere in the room.
True answering machines were rare for home use. People had wall-mounted rotary dial phones, often black with separate or later integrated ringers, sometimes on party lines, requiring operators for the calls, which they got through really fast when they were doing their phone calls. They got through to those people really fast. So
that was movie magic.
That was movie magic. That was when
Yeah.
operators weren't they pretended operators weren't a thing to
True.
where they're like, they can call that person immediately and get to them instead of, I'd like to speak to so-and-so at so-and-so road or whatever. So obvious fake, really bad faking inconsistency there. We also get Nick dying via his car by said thugs.
That made me sad. I mean, yeah.
I felt bad for him.
I felt bad for him. He didn't deserve that.
No.
He didn't.
But what a death, though. Gets crushed by a car, pretty much.
After working on said car.
Working on the car, and he just comes up, and the guy just lowers the car. And then the scene where he's, screaming.
Okay.
"Ah!"
That was...
And then the car crushes him.
They could have used a little CGI on that one to make that a little...
Yeah, that was...
I wish they had CGI back in 1955. The best is when Mike goes over to go and check in on Nick, and it's the other mechanic holding his
Holding
dead
his hand.
Yes.
Yes.
They killed him.
And Mike doesn't do anything but
He's like-
turn around and continue on his mission
Yeah,
for this fucking box.
Bye. Oh, that's a bummer. R.I.P. Nick.
But
I mean, Nick saved his life earlier in the day, but still.
But obviously we end up finding out that it is this gangster who is killing all of these people because he is also after the same box, because apparently this box has, I don't know, money, fortune.
Something
They said fortune, and Velda had coined it the Great What's It, and that had been what it is after that. They consider it the Great What's It. And they have these two people going after it. So it is this gangster and someone who we don't find out till the end of the film. But they are going and trying to find this, and then Hammer is then kidnapped the second time in the film, which is very interesting, because why they didn't kill him then,
True. Yes. Agreed.
immediately should have been murder, but they took him and he escapes.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to sneak that hand right on out of there.
Is it the best consistent film? No, it really isn't.
So this was the one where he was tied to the bed face down.
Yes.
Face
Okay.
down.
Yes.
Face down. I'm like, who ties somebody to the bed face down?
It was giving Gerald's Game.
Yes.
I
With the tying of the hands, agreed.
Yes.
But I'm like, my lower back would have appreciated face down.
really,
rather
because
than
I would be
face
like,
up.
can you put me on my back, please? I'm suffocating. My
Oh.
boobs hurt. They're getting squished.
If you put me on my back, I'm gonna need a pillow under my knees or something.
I just was like, that poor guy can't be comfortable face down like that.
Either way, you're
Oh.
uncomfortable.
Put me on my side.
Please.
Can I get a pillow for between my knees to help ease my lower back?
So then we see that the gangster goes and he's gonna go and kill Mike because Mike is loose, and then ends up killing his boss, which ends up just, making sure that Mike can kill same man and leave. It's a very atrocious scene where they let a PI who catches people cheating.
Bedroom dick is what they called him. That made me laugh.
Yeah, I said this is a serious movie, but damn, it's got some funny lines where he's talking with the other cops in the beginning. He goes, "You got me. I'm a real stinker."
That interrogation was brutal, man. I'm like, oh my God. They just kept going at him, and he's like not even saying it. You're nothing but a bedroom dick. And I'm just like, I thought that was funny.
Well, and they made a comment because he was like, "Yeah, I'm a real stinker," and then when he left, they made I can't remember what the comment was, but they were like, something fishy's going on here to like really play up the stinker comment,
But-
the stinky comment.
What's his nuts? Was it Ray? He was a dick too. Or no, Pat.
Yeah.
Pat just walks into his apartment like he owns it. They see him there. He's knocking at the door, or whatever, and then he just walks in. Like in Mike's
Multiple-
apartment.
yeah.
Like, hey.
Mul- It happens, I think, twice in the
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Like, he does it way more often than he should be able to. And then, and
Well,
by the
Mike should learn to lock his door, for God's
well,
sake.
and you have Mike, who is housing Lily Carver, Christina's roommate,
Mm-hmm.
and he can't even get into his house the second time he gets kidnapped, so he's trying to go and try to palm on the lock. And I'm like, you let this random woman into your house to stay at your house, and it is locked, and you are not frightened, and you're kidnapped for a second time, and you're not dead. This movie really is. It's your movie. I know, and guess what? I'm still gonna commentate on how inconsistent
Okay.
and rough it is.
Yeah.
It was a rough movie. But we find out that it is that the government is trying to go after this box as well, and that's who is kidnapping and was kidnapping and torturing Christina and apparently Lily Carver, who is not Lily Carver, / Gabrielle.
Yeah, because Lily's been dead for a week now or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
she had taken on this alias
As her roommate.
as her roommate, and has then gone on to try to figure out how much Christina knew. And then Christina is in the mental asylum anyways. And so Gabrielle is trying to grab this box because she knows that it's going to give her fortune and life and all this good shit. And
I like it when the one guy's like, they should have named you Pandora.
I know.
That was funny.
When
I like
she's
that.
and so she's with the military guy, and he ends up getting killed, and she takes the box as her own after Mike is going and trying to get Velda out of the house. Gabrielle goes and opens it, and it is this bright white light with flames that ends up killing her. And they escape out of the house. However, in the alternate ending, they don't, and they die in the flames. But for the most part, that's like a majority of the film, because there's, like I said, a lot of driving scenes, a lot of random talking throughout that.
I found it kind of interesting at the end when she opens up the box and, you know, the house blows up and then there's Mike and Velda in the water and it's just like, the end.
The end.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing else. There's no government there
Out
to
of
help.
money.
There's no Arnold Schwarzenegger there to help, like, grab them and make sure they get to
Let me
the safe
tell ya,
place.
He would have stolen a plane to get him out of there, is all I'm saying.
I did
Well-
read though that it did take 21 days to shoot that movie.
Yeah.
With a budget of $425,000, and then the film actually in the U.S. did gross $726,000.
It was one of the
Wow.
biggest films of 1955.
So I thought that the box had like a nuclear weapon in it. I
So-
mean, is that because at one point Mike touches the box and says, "Oh, it's hot," and I immediately was
Yes.
like, "Nuclear
Well,
weapon."
and they were talking about how, like, oh, there's thoughts that it's Medusa's head and it'll kill you.
Well,
the
yeah,
moment you
because
turn it.
they even told her Medusa's head's in there.
Yeah, don't
open it.
And so
Well, but at one point somebody says to him, he mentions 3 things, and one of them is the Manhattan Project,
yes,
and I was like, "Nuclear
Well-
weapon, called it."
another funny thing that I saw was when Gabrielle / Lily goes and shoots the military guy, and he's standing there holding his chest for at least a few minutes to give her a lecture on not to open the damn box, and then finally dies. Obviously it was
All
not.
for naught.
Yeah, no, it didn't work in his favor.
No.
But so a lot of people think that this movie is a commentary on the Cold War at the time, because at the time tensions were really high between the USSR and the US. And I hate to break it to you guys, Robert Aldrich, who is the director of this film, has come out in an interview and said that is not his intention, and he was trying to base it on this book that he
Oh.
poorly based it off of.
Wow. So instead
Huh.
of taking the easy out, saying, "You know what, guys, you're right. Thank you for reading
No,
so deep into my
he-
movie."
He put his foot down
And no,
and said, no, this is
that's because
what-
he's a Russian spy.
probably this. Yeah. But I was going to go into the influences
Yes.
of this film. So obviously you guys said Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino has come out and said that Pulp Fiction had that one part was based off of this. Another film was Guardians of the Galaxy, has a similar box scene where they open it and it's this gold thing, and the one that you guys are gonna probably lose your shit on is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I didn't lose my shit.
Oh,
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so it's not like you're watching this film and you have no idea what like the
Oh,
influence is.
Raiders.
It's a very influential film outside of, you know, a commentary on the Cold War, even if Robert Aldrich says it's not.
Yeah.
We see a lot, you know. There's also a scene in Repo Man that is got the box type thing that this is based off of, and there's many films that when they do have that white light and coming out of the box,
Right.
or
The unknown.
or in Pulp Fiction it's coming out of isn't it the trunk, I think, if
the
I
briefcase.
It's a
the briefcase,
yeah.
and you know, they like, you see all of that. So this film, granted, consistent, no, but very influential with different
Okay.
films like that. So that was one of the big reasons why I wanted to show you guys this film, because even though it's a film noir that is greatly loved and appreciated by film nerds, like people who aren't gonna like see this film and understand its influence, you guys can now see it. But even though it is regarded as one of the best film noirs, I could probably disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good movie, but it's not, like, after watching it a second time, I was like, okay, like, it's influential, but this guy's a man whore and he's going around
I just couldn't
smacking
figure out
lips.
what this man had
My
that
thing-
everybody had to have him.
And it was like, it was hard for me to follow from scene to scene to scene, because it was just like, where are we at now and what are
True,
we doing?
true.
Like it was very difficult. I will say though, the outside scene with the trams, I thought that was pretty
Oh,
yeah.
I
freaking
was
cool.
like,
You
where
got that
is-
note?
I was like, where is this set where they have these raised trolleys?
Yeah, that was awesome. Like I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
But I've never seen that
I
on
think
anything
I
else
found
before.
some difficulty in following it, and I'm going to blame it on the black and white in that I had a hard time keeping track of who was whom. Like, the men sometimes looked similar to me. So I'm
Yeah.
like, is this the same guy from before?
Yep.
Is this a different guy?
And like the main gangster type guy or whatever was
Yes.
always just in a pinstripe suit, and all you saw was his pant legs and his shoes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was annoying.
Yep. But I'll read you the differences from the novel, which is a few paragraphs long.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, the screenplay was loosely adapted with contributions from the director, though it, quote unquote, made no effort to follow the book's convoluted plot, though both are structured around a search for a mysterious box. And that is as close as it gets.
Wow.
Wow.
Kiss Me Deadly departs from, other than Mike Hammer films, in that Hammer never carries a gun.
Oh, yeah. He
Yeah,
didn't.
he never carries a gun. This is explained when Lieutenant Murphy, the military man, tells Hammer his PI license and gun permit have been revoked.
Oh, I
Oh,
remember that
yeah.
now.
Yep.
Yep.
Although he is held at gunpoint, pistol whipped, and even shot, he complies with the gun ban, relying only on his fists to hammer people into submission or worse.
What a subtle name.
Yeah.
Hammer.
Hammer. Yep. So the screenplay departs from the novel, replacing the mafia conspiracy at the center of the novel with an apparent case of espionage and a mysterious suitcase serving as the film's MacGuffin, is what this says on Wikipedia. It also departs from the book by portraying Hammer as not much of a sleuth of the hard-boiled school, than as a sleazy, narcissistic bully, perhaps the darkest private detective in film noir.
Well, they hit the nail on the head with that one.
He's very
didn't they?
sleazy, very dark, doesn't care about anyone, has no empathy, is not even sleeping around, just kissing every person, and then ends up with his secretary in the end.
Well, and he
Who
also
sleeps with a dog, by the way? I wanted to point out there were a couple scenes where she has a little dog, and then
There's another
with a cat.
with a cat, and she's sitting there
right
petting
there.
it.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, look at animal actors.
And that's as far as that's as far as it,
1955 animal actors.
that's as far as it went for animal acting. And then, much to the derision of the local police, Hammer makes his living mostly by blackmailing adulterers. He or his secretary sometimes seducing and entrapping the targets himself, a practice perhaps made even worse because Hammer seems to exploit the genuine affection that Velda feels for him to get her participation.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
Yeah.
That she liked him, was into him, and he's like, "Hey, I like you too. Can you go seduce that guy for me, please? Just real quick. Can you do that?
Can
That'd
you
be
go?
great."
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't even seducing; it was cheating, so that
Yes.
they could get the evidence. So
Yeah.
he's like,
Right.
"Well, can you go cheat or go and catch this person cheating and go and sleep with them, and then I will."
Yes.
It's kind of like and then I will do this, but
Ugh.
he never did. Even after, but you do see that he cares for her at the end.
Does he care, or is he just after the box?
and
And she-
Velda's there, and
She happens to be there, so he's like, "Well, I guess I'll
well,
take her
gotta
too."
take her.
better take her. This box isn't shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, well, so is there a little bit of that character arc there that is obviously debatable, but there's no like end kiss where you see him falling in
No.
love.
No,
Whereas-
they're floating in the water, and the end.
And I will state that in most film noirs, you're gonna have your femme fatale, who is Lily/Gabrielle.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your main female lead, who is Velda in this, and then you're gonna have your man, who the center of the film is around. And at the end of the film, that he will kiss the romantic interest after kissing the femme fatale because he realized that he loves her and that they're gonna live happily ever after and have kids in the suburbs. But I can assure you that does not happen in this film. And I don't think he actually cares, like loves Velda like most of the other films.
No, I would agree. He
Would
doesn't
see.
care.
No.
Well, he cares about himself.
But it very much
Well-
plays on the stereotype of,
yes.
this person who, cares for him and loves him, and he's just like, "Ugh. Ugh." He's like, "Can you go sleep with this person for me?" Ugh.
So can we talk about, is it Gabrielle for a moment?
Yeah.
Oh, where did she come from? Like, how did she
Oh,
know about the box? How did
lo-
she integrate
Did
herself?
she kill the roommate herself and then just take her place?
yeah. No, nothing is answered
Okay.
because
Okay.
there is no ties to that in the book. but it is assumed that she did kill the roommate
Okay.
And the bird.
and the bird, obviously. And then
yeah. R.I.P. bird.
R.I.P. the bird. But and it is also assumed by other people. Obviously, it has been disproven that she is a Russian spy that is here to get the box for herself and
Okay.
be a traitor to her own country. But that is not described in the film or the book. So no one could really tell you anything else.
Okay. How did Christina come to learn about the box initially?
I don't remember how it was. But
How did she-
But they put her in the mental hospital to
Shut her
basically
up?
keep her quiet.
they said in the film
Or
that
she
they were
hid it, and they were trying to find out where she had hidden
Yeah.
it.
And it was the key that she swallowed.
well, and they were
Okay, yes,
torturing.
yes.
They were. It wasn't that she was being kidnapped in a mental asylum. They said in the film that there was military
Yes.
there that was torturing her to get that information out, to get it for themselves.
But how did she get her hands on the box and get it hidden?
It's not explained in the film.
Okay, no, I'm glad
Or
it's
in the
not.
book.
I'm glad it's not explained because I'm just like, well,
Did I
I
miss
missed
something?
I missed that. If that was said, I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, no, it just is like,
And it was
Glad
in
to
some
hear.
dude's locker at the athletic club.
nope. No, it literally is not explained. It's just that this girl knew about this box and had all the information about it, and Lily/Gabrielle wanted it, so then, she killed the roommate thinking she'll come back, but she doesn't come back, kills the bird in the process, and
That damn bird.
the military's after it, so the military is trying to find this box. So it's just a convoluted mess of people trying to go after this box that ends up just killing, Gabrielle anyway. So the box is literally just,
Whatever you kind of want it to be that kills you.
I guess. It's like,
I'm sticking with it's a nuclear weapon.
that's what I have stuck with is it's
Because they mentioned the Manhattan Project,
yes.
which is clearly nuclear atomic bomb development.
It was a pretty awesome explosive scene for 1955, I would say.
Yeah, going back to obviously the last episode with Commando where we talked about how the explosions were real then. Obviously they
Yes.
couldn't do any real explosions. And also when they're doing the driving scenes, it's him actually driving. They don't have a moving screen in the background or green screen. It's him actually driving and doing that stuff. So the actual technicality of it is really interesting. But
Okay.
you look too deep in the story and it's just
It's a mess.
a mess, and it
Yeah.
doesn't follow the book properly at all. And the book is also a mess apparently.
So,
But-
as a film student, how do you feel about that when they have films that are so not fully explained? Personally, that
Not-
bothers me.
Oh yeah,
I want you
not,
to spoon feed me all the information I'm gonna need
not
so I
only
can
as a
figure it out.
not only as a film student, but a person who likes reading, writing, all that stuff. Terrible storytelling.
Okay.
Like you can tell it's terrible storytelling.
Okay.
But
I didn't know if you were like, oh no, I love to fill in the blanks myself. and-
yeah.
there's too many characters for such a short amount of time that you have, and there's so much going on in
I'm
an
glad we're on
hour
the
and
same
45
page with
minutes.
that.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is a great movie. It's very influential though when you
No, I
see it.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you did blow my mind.
Yeah, I
Raiders of
mean-
the Lost Ark.
Commando isn't a great movie.
Yeah.
It was to us when we were 9 years
dare
old, but at 49, it's a little bit different.
Well, it's great in that it's entertainment.
yes.
It's goofy entertainment. You don't trust me. You did not have to think nearly as hard during Commando as you did during this
That's
film.
true. That's true.
And the next film, I know what I want to do, and you'll still probably have to think a little hard on that one.
Okay, and I will. I'm willing to do that for you.
yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, you guys will like it.
I did a couple little facts on this. The coroner, when he gets his finger slammed into a desk, and the scream was actually sound stock from 1933 King Kong.
Shut
Oh,
up.
there you go.
Yeah. And then one more quick fact. United States classified Kiss Me Deadly as a dangerous film, and CBS would not show the trailer.
So going off of that, This was at the time where the Hays Code, which is your PG-13.
Oh.
It's called the Hays Code. It was implemented back around this time. I think it was 1952 was when the Hays Code was implemented. And it classified as anything violent had to go to a rated R. Anything sexual was rated R.
Was this was this rated anything like officially?
I don't think this was officially rated, but it was rated definitely because like for like the movie film box, because they did have to have a viewer discretion is advised.
Okay.
type
Oh,
of thing.
sure.
Okay.
But the Hays Code really was implemented in a way that
Because with like the gunshots and all you heard was the shot itself. You didn't
Right.
see any bullets. You
and
didn't see any blood. You
never
see,
saw Christina dying at all.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of stuff that they tried to cut around.
Implied violence.
Yes.
The car falling on him.
Yes.
Yes.
You didn't see.
Yes.
Yes. So that was their way to get around this so that it can get shown in theaters for a majority of their audience.
Jesus.
Oh,
So that
tricky.
Yeah.
so the Hays Code ended up actually having it was a very tight leash at the time because it's the 50s.
Sure.
They're not wanting kids to go to the movies and go and watch people get shot and everything, even though there was literally a war 10 years ago. But they were
None of that 80s nudity.
Yeah.
but then you finally get to like, the 70s and 80s where the Hays Code starts to, get a little loose and people take advantage of it. And now you have what we have today where PG-13, you can say fuck shit at least like once or twice, I think is what their thing is. Or it's once for fuck, and then I think it's shit is 2 or 3 times. And rated R is depending on how much violence there is and how much sexual content is in there. But that was their way of getting around everything at the time. There's also a few other things I had pulled up for the trivia. I don't have...
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark was...
That's a great movie. Should have named that as one of my favorite movies.
Okay,
That's a good one.
here's a fun fact.
Oh, here's a fun fact. We didn't hear Cobie's favorite movies at the beginning of this, did we?
Oh.
All right, we're going to end with that. But
We'll end with that.
We'll end with that. But the cars that Mike Hammer drives in order are 1951 Jaguar XK 120 Roadster, 1950 MGTD, and a 1954 Chevrolet Corvette C1. The Jaguar, if in excellent condition in 2020, could be worth over... How much do you guys think it... Unless you have it already pulled up.
No,
Okay.
no. I did do some.
Oh,
They had some
yeah.
facts on the cars, but I was just like,
no, I think I saw it. Can I remember it?
So what's the question?
100,000.
It was 100... The Jaguar in excellent condition in 2020, which inflation has gone up, could be worth over $100,000, and with it being a left-hand drive, it could be worth substantially more.
Ooh.
There you go. The value of the MG has not increased much beyond inflation overall this time. If in excellent condition in 2020, it is valued at about $22,000,
Really?
which isn't
Wow.
that much. And the Corvette was one of only 4 made in black. One of the 4 factory colors offered, the others being white, blue, and red. With extreme rarity of the color, the Corvette is easily worth well over $100,000 in 2020.
Sure.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And they were driving this around like it was nothing, and that was what majority of the scenes were. So a federal unit dedicated to investigating corrupting influences in the 1950s singled us out as 1955's #1 menace to American youth.
That was the number one. This one movie was
When
the
did
number one.
Reefer Madness come
Um,
out?
Because of this, Robert Aldrich felt compelled to conduct a writing campaign for free
1936.
speech rights of independent filmmakers.
Oh, well, that's good.
This is an independent film distributed by an independent company, United Artists. So, fun fact, United Artists is still around.
Yes.
There is actually one that we drove by down in St. Louis, the movie theater. The company was founded by Charlie Chaplin and D.W. Griffith, who did Birth of a Nation.
Oh.
So it was a pretty big company at the time. It has since, disintegrated, but it was one of the big five in the film industry. It was that, RKO, Universal, and MGM, and there's another one in there, but it ended up being a pretty big one. But it focused on independent filmmakers and being able to distribute independent films during the studio system that you saw at the time. Yeah, those are my things on it.
Oh gosh, I had something to say and now I can't remember it. Here's what it was. Here's the story I was going to tell Carrie that she missed. So last week, Cobie and I were driving.
Yep.
And we were out on the interstate passing a casino.
Yes.
And it pops up there, coming soon in concert, Lita Ford. And
it was the casino over off of 80.
Yes. And I was
Wild Rose?
No.
Was it Rhythm City?
It's the one right at Rhythm City.
Oh.
But it says, coming soon, Lita Ford. And I'm driving, Cobie's in the passenger seat, and I'm like, she sings something I know. What is it that she sings? So Cobie Googles it, and it's Kiss Me Deadly. And I was like, yeah. So then I'm listening to it, and she's like, when I said this movie, you and Carrie both talked about how you only knew the song. She's like, I had never heard the song. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Once.
Yes. So
Kiss
she's going to be in town pretty soon.
So I said that we should do that just because of this film.
That was what I had to tell you.
Oh, that's funny.
My final thought was, I wrote this down afterwards. I said two things. Mike is really just a sadistic man with a god complex, leading every woman on. And lesson, never fall in love with your man whore boss. He'll get you killed or almost get you killed. And those were my takeaways from rewatching this in more of like an entertainment standpoint than the film being influential.
Who said this wasn't a comedy?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? This is hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Not as funny as Commando. God, I can't wait to edit that episode. All right, but thoughts on the film?
What were your...
Yeah, like I said, when I first found it and it was playing, I'm like, this isn't color. I thought it was in black and white, so that was very confusing for me. It was hard to follow at times.
Yes.
I'm like, what is going on? Who's who? Again, I was watching it on Sling TV and it had ads. I don't do ads. I closed my eyes during the commercial and I woke up and it was the end. So, again, I had to go back and watch where I fell asleep. But I don't know. I never would have watched it. Let's just put it that way. I never would have watched it.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. It would have never been anything that would have popped up for me. But as I was watching and doing research, as I look at everybody's IMDb, this was like the most popular film that all of those people were in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess I've been missing out because I've not been clocking this one at all.
No.
But it was interesting. You very definitely got the noir aspect of it. Kind of LA Confidential.
I like
kind of Chinatown.
Yeah.
I got that big time.
Yeah, I like the LA scenes and all that. I really enjoyed that.
No, I love I wish it would have been in color so I could have seen the clothes and the apartment.
I would have really liked to see the apartment in color.
It wasn't good color. It was...
Well, no, not in
in
real color. Like with my own eyes, how that looked at that time. Because I bet it was gorgeous.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't a terrible movie.
No.
I mean, like I said, for me, it was just like kind of hard to follow. Like, where are we at now and who's
Agreed.
who?
Agreed.
Nick, I love Nick. I mean, he's
a little bit of a racist character, but
not
that wasn't
fault.
his.
Not Nick's
fault.
And to learn that he wasn't even a character in the book, which is what it was based on, I was like, oh, well, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, and granted, most of the book wasn't even followed.
Yeah.
And then the whole Pulp Fiction vibes and all that was kind of cool. And I could see the Quentin Tarantino vibes in it as well. So, it wasn't terrible. I probably would have never watched it if you hadn't recommended it. I'm just not an old movie person.
Same.
And that's why I want to open up and expand my mind a little bit when it comes to those kinds of movies.
Yeah,
This is what was entertaining to people back then, as was Splash and Commando to us.
Yeah.
Agree. Yeah, that's true. I was very happy to hear Cobie say that a lot of that stuff wasn't explained,
Yes.
because I felt lost during quite a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it got to the end and blew up, and I was like, well, thank God that's over.
But I do remember those opening credits. Like, well, that's kind of cool. I thought that was
Yes.
kind of cool how
And I'm
they
gonna
did the
tell you,
opening credits.
I watched the opening credits like 7 or 8 times because I was trying to figure out how to project it from my phone to the TV, and I couldn't, because I could project like the sound but not the video. So finally I was like, just give me headphones. I'm gonna just sit and watch it on my phone. It's fine.
Oh, no, you did? You watched it on your phone?
I did.
Oh, no.
I feel like
Yes.
it's a pretty easy film though to watch on your phone. It's not like you're watching a Christopher Nolan film where it's intended to be on the big screen.
Right.
I almost finished it on my laptop at work, but I was just like, no, I'll do it one morning while I'm having my coffee and finish it so I'm awake.
No, I did it on the phone.
Yeah,
Well,
It was the real small screen fun for me.
now here's my main question: was it artsy fartsy to you?
no, it wasn't artsy fartsy. No. I was going to say no.
I'd say borderline.
Okay.
Borderline.
I think that's just how a movie was back then.
See, but I think the lack of explanation is what makes it a soft artsy fartsy.
I'll agree. Soft artsy fartsy, but not like
Yeah.
just show the fucking like. Oh man, I raged out after that one movie. What was that? I can't.
I don't know.
The one with Julia Roberts I just told you about.
Oh yeah.
I don't
And,
know. I was just like, just show the movie. You don't need to be artsy fartsy about it. So anyway.
Well, I'm glad I could show you guys this one. This one, like I said, was mainly just to show the influence of it and how terrible they did. But Robert Aldrich did a book to movie adaptation. But you see now the influence of the film, and that was mainly
Yeah.
what I was trying to show. Because you guys would have never known that that's where that kind of stuff came from.
No.
No.
I'll say, speaking of book to film, and this was terrible, one of the best ones ever, in my opinion, is The Shawshank Redemption, which Carrie and I have named as one of our favorite movies, and Cobie hit us with them.
That is a great segue. Great segue. Do you want artsy fartsy top ones or just like any fun one?
See, it's hard, isn't it? It's a hard question.
It is, because I like the Scooby-Doo movie from 2002, but it's got great casting, which is
Yes.
why I like it.
Mhm.
Matthew Lillard is a great Shaggy. Freddie Prinze Jr. is a great Fred. Like Sarah Michelle Gellar, Linda Cardellini, great film.
I love her.
And Rowan Atkinson's in the movie. Like you can't deny it. I think like artsy fartsy would be Hereditary. Ari Aster's a great film. Midsommar is also another great film of his. Breaking Dawn Part 1 specifically. Knives Out and Someone Great. So Knives Out is up there in my top films.
Knives Out's a good film. It is.
Yeah, and how the storyline is told, and it's got amazing actors in it.
Yes, agreed.
So it's such a good movie. And then Someone Great is just a very nice comfort film to watch.
You said Midsummer or whatever, and I just like rolled my eyes in the back of my head. I'm like, oh my God, that was.
So if I showed you guys Midsommar, there's a lot of things I would point out to you.
I've seen it. It's horrible.
Okay, I have not though.
It's an Ari Aster film who
I was like-
also did Hereditary.
I have seen
I watched Hereditary.
Yes.
It was okay.
Well, I'm gonna watch anything you put Toni Collette in. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh yeah,
right now.
we can do that
Yeah.
because that has a lot of subtle things that you guys would not catch the first time. And I'm sure you probably didn't. And there's probably a lot of things you did not catch in Midsommar.
No, I
I'm
watched
sure.
it and I'm like, what? And I'm like, I'm never gonna watch this again. I might have shut it off. I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in the background you notice after a few times watching it.
All right. So
A
I'm going to tell
few.
I've watched, I think, each film like 5 or 6 times.
I would not catch it because I'm usually busy on my phone or doing something else while the movie's there.
And that's why we are here to.
I know.
I
and
will
we're gonna-
say when I
need
was
to be better about that. I'm aware.
I will say when I was doing my movies, I shut my phone off.
Yeah,
Like
I did too.
I shut it off, I put it away, and I'm like, I'm in it.
Well, not the time I was watching my movie on the phone.
Yeah.
But because I was watching my movie on the phone, I couldn't
Yes.
do anything else.
yeah.
But yeah, no, agreed. Like, I'm sure I miss a bunch of things in the newer movies, the ones I'm watching for the first time.
Oh, yeah. That's why.
Unless I'm in the, I mean, I'm not, Jesus, I'm not doing it in the cinemas. If I'm in the movies, I'm in the movies.
Like, I feel like there, like, when we saw Long Legs, there's a lot of things we didn't catch the first time where people were catching their third or fourth rewatch. And then we'd go and we discuss it. We're like, oh, that makes sense now.
Yes, yes.
But that's a lot of Ari Aster's films. His, 3
I think
films.
I watched that one. I know Nicolas Cage
yes,
is in it. I
he
think
is
I watched
so creepy looking in
Yeah.
that.
That movie was so weird. That one's like a Hereditary weird.
Yes, agreed.
But Hereditary has a lot of subtle things in the
I
background.
think I'm getting
Midsommar.
Hereditary confused with something else. Who's in Hereditary?
Tony Collette,
Uh-huh.
Nate Wolf,
Yes, I'm getting that confused
Oh,
with
I thought it was
Alex Wolf, one of the
Yes.
Wolf brothers.
Alex Wolf.
No, then I'm getting it confused with the one with
Let's make Carrie watch Hereditary.
oh gosh, I don't know.
Do you like horror films? Oh, you would hate Hereditary.
I mean, I'm not really. It's not one
Okay.
I'm drawn to. Who is it with? Is it Hugh Grant?
Heretic.
That's who I'm thinking.
That's
of.
the
Okay,
ones that
okay.
did
Yeah.
that on the last Picture House.
Yeah,
Here.
that's the one I'm thinking of.
Heretic,
So,
that
yeah,
one. Yeah.
I'm getting my movies confused there. So I did watch that one.
Yeah.
That
No,
one was
Toni
weird, too.
Collette has a scene in Hereditary. She's got a couple of them
Oh.
where
They-
I'll cry right now just sitting here thinking about
She
it.
should have been nominated for an Oscar for Best
Robbed.
Actress.
Absolutely robbed.
For even if that movie didn't get anything else for the Oscars, she should have gotten something for Hereditary. It was beautiful. Her acting was so good in that.
I'm seriously,
Okay,
I'll
I
cry.
see it's 2 hours and 7 minutes.
I'll
so-
cry right now. Just
Oh, it's
thinking
on
about it.
HBO Max. Okay, maybe I'll check it out just on the side.
Well, if we do, because I also have them on my list, because then we can
Okay.
do one of those. But I have another
Well-
movie for
You have
Mine.
like a lot on your list.
yeah.
Oh my God, you got Midsommar on there.
But if we rewatched it, I could point out some really cool things in there.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. That's right.
Yeah, so Cobie can
That,
tell us.
I feel like that's artsy fartsy to you.
Yes. Well, what was it? The Substance?
Oh, I
Oh,
love The Substance.
Such a good movie.
I loved The Substance.
That's such a good movie.
Until the end.
No,
Oh my-
the
No,
whole thing
that's
is-
so, no. It wasn't even It was some CGI, but they did a lot of they did like a face prosthetic face of Demi Moore's face, and it was like some gel around it. They did it behind the scenes of it, and that's how they got that one scene where she's sitting on the Walk of Fame,
yeah, the
the
star.
Hollywood star,
Yeah.
and that's how they did it. Like a lot of it wasn't CGI; it was.
After the Hunt, that was what I was talking about with that Julia Roberts movie. Remember the one that we were going to
Yeah,
go see?
Oh,
let's,
that
let's
one just
not
came out.
ding Julia Roberts.
Well, it's not her fault, but it's just like, just play the goddamn movie and whatever.
I think you and I are going into it to be entertained.
Yes.
We
That is
want-
my, that is
you
my,
better make me laugh or make me excited.
cry, get me, yes.
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 That's what our main goal is.
Yes. And that's, yeah.
And I
I'm
am not-
going in to be entertained, and I'm just, yeah.
There are some of these that are very entertaining that I picked on my list, but they're not like.
But I'm as shallow as a puddle. So if you have to explain it to me to be entertained,
like I put Crazy Stupid Love on here because Carrie
Oh,
hasn't
God.
seen it, and
That
that's a funny movie.
that's
I've
amazing.
never seen it.
Oh, I love that movie so much. Yeah, that's not artsy fartsy at all.
but yeah, Carrie, what is your film
Oh,
for
yeah,
next week.
Carrie's looking.
All right, so next week I am picking the film, and I have picked Six Pack.
Oh my God. The
Um,
decades it's been since I've watched Six
right?
Pack.
Never heard of it.
So we grew up obviously with this movie Six Pack. It stars Kenny Rogers,
Kenny Rogers.
which
I love
was
Kenny Rogers.
Mom's favorite.
Yes.
It came out in 1982. It's a family comedy. I couldn't find it anywhere to stream. So yes, I have purchased the DVD.
Are we doing a movie day?
We can do a movie day if you want.
Oh, and we could do a live reaction.
or I can just pass the DVD off to
We'll
whoever
have to do
when
that,
I'm done. Yeah, I can't do ads again. I mean, I will if I have to, but I can't. I'm such a snob when it comes to ads. But so yes, I am doing Six Pack. And when I looked it up and saw that it was only available to buy, of course I purchased it on Amazon, and then I'm like kind of looking at some of the pictures and some of the characters, and yeah, I'm blown away. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, if you have any movie suggestions, some comments, feedback, please
Nothing
be
mean.
nice.
We can't
Nothing
handle it.
mean. We will cry. You can always email us at realfamilypodcast@gmail.com. That's REEL familypodcast@gmail.com. And then check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Real Family Podcast. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye.
Bye.